basketball and tennis. On the show today, I've got my man. He makes a return and he joins me live on the show, Mr. Paul. Always a pleasure talking sport with you. Good to have you talk sport.
Good evening, Abuja. Good evening, Uncle Fireboy. It's nice to be back again to talk sport. My name is Paul Igwewaya Elei. Let's talk sport.
Definitely, let's talk sport, he says. And sport, we must talk. All right, so let's begin from the local scene. Kenyans secured a 6-5 victory to edge Nigeria on the away goal rule and qualify. Awarded by a Mozambican referee DK Salvador Muzanga, which was converted to make it 6-5. The aggregate standing at 10-10 in the end. The Mauritanians snatched the ticket to the final tournament in Egypt on the strength of having secured one more goal on away ground. Mr. Paula, before I come to you, all right, let's talk to Coach, let's hear from Coach Abdullahi regarding his team as they were defeated right here in Kaduna. He was not a happy man. Of course, I wasn't expecting him to be happy. Let's hear what he has to say concerning that disappointing defeat.
Unluckily for us, we lost the game. We tried all we could, but we couldn't win. I'm highly disappointed in the officiating. I don't know what happened. Maybe they came with their own rules. I don't know. Giving out three straight hits, penalties down there. At the last seconds, we considered another one, which I don't see as one at all. But that's the game. You play, sometimes you win and then sometimes you lose, and there's nothing you can do about it. Right? So I think that's just it. We're out of the AFCON. Nigeria will not be participating in the AFCON this year, but it's a good experience. My first time, as the head coach of the team. Good experience for me. We went to Mauritania, we won 5-4, and then we lost here at home 6-5.
Losing 5-4 away from home, and a coach is still here with us. Let's hear him continue the talk, saying that the team actually lost at home, but winning away from home, it wasn't a good result. Let's still hear him talk to us.
Okay, so are there areas, what areas do you think you will need to improve on? The players, the Nigerian players will need to improve on ahead of further competitions?
It's not even about the players, it's about the preparation. Okay, we had league preparation. Even though we got players from the league, but bringing them together, to prepare as a team, we didn't have enough time.
We did not have enough time preparing for this team. This has been my major call. Calling a team together barely a few days to their first game right there in Mauritius, and then a few days later we are preparing for the return leg when teams have taken months and years to prepare. Recall, Paul, that the beach soccer team did not assemble themselves early. For 5 years we do not have a national team, and the national team was put together just 2 days to the commencement of that game. Now, actually what happened in that game was that the team was trailing a 5-4 from the first leg played in non-track a week ago, talking about Mauritius. Mauritius scored after just 3 minutes in the return leg, but Taiwo Adams, one of Nigeria's scorers in the first leg, equalized shortly afterwards. Mauritania hits the crossbar and assailed the Nigerian goal area several times, but goalkeeper Godwin Atale taunted them on most occasion. The visitors shot to the leader early in the second period. Hassan Abdullahi voted most valuable player of the recent concluded Nigerian Beach Soccer League equalizer from a direct free kick. Then the visitors raised to a 2-goal leader from the direct kicks before the end of the second period. Now, in the third period, Nigeria quickly cut the deficit with Adams again at the scorer. Mauritania retained their 2-goal lead from the penalty spot soon after, but Nigerians scored 2 goals in the explosive closing stages and looked like heading to Egypt at a 5-5 before the questionable penalty gifted the Mauritanians with only 60 seconds, to which they converted, and now Mauritania will be in the AFCON. Before you have your say, Mr. Paul, let's hear from Coach Toledo talking about the coach of Mauritania as he speaks to us after the game.
Your name, sir?
Nickname Toldo, the famous one.
Okay, tell us how you feel after qualifying for this.
It is not a question beating the big Nigeria in everything. Nigeria is beating everything. Football 11 and big soccer coming from World Cup. This is small Mauritania. We have just started to play big soccer just 1 year. Just 1 year we have started to play big soccer. But we were sure that we can get it here. And we get it here. We get it here. This Nigeria team is a wonderful team. We was an outsider. We was an outsider. We know that was an outsider, but we tried to get it. In football, everything is possible, and we get it. We get it. Thanks to God. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen.
We know that this team is good, but we will get it. Anything can happen in football. We will get it, and they got it. Mr. Paul, Mauritania have gotten the ticket.
Absolutely. I like the fact that the coach of the Mauritania side said they played against a wonderful side, Nigeria. Saying, talking about the lack of preparedness before the game, but I think we did well in the first leg at Mauritania, where we won away from home. It was a bit unlucky for us to lose in our home right here, and our coach is now saying all the blame is on the officiating, which is quite unlucky for us. But looking forward, we hope we've learned from this. Like next time, the preparation should be key going towards competitions like this. Thank you.
I hope so too, that we have learned, even though I know that the Nigerian Football Federation, we haven't learned. This has been our pattern heading to major tournament. This has been a pattern in our different footballer, both from the national team, both the male, the female, as well as the cadet level. This is not the first time. This is not the second time. This is not the third time. My joy was that the coach recognized that the team was put together very, very late. Despite this player has been called from the league, but it does not justify that the team did not prepare well. This has been my major concern. It's not about having good players. It's not about having good coaches. It's about having a team. Remember that for 5 years we haven't kicked a ball as a nation. We haven't kicked the ball, and heading into a very dicey competition as the qualifiers, it spells a lot. And Mauritania will now join host Egypt, Morocco, and Tanzania in the four others that played over the weekend in the 8 nations finals that will be going down in December. One man that joins us live on the show, I believe he's still angry with the Mauritanians, but come on, the god of soccer was not on our side. Chukwudonso Arinze, you know him as the Sport Bishop. He joins us live on the show. Good to have you, Sport Bishop.
Thank you for having me. Pleasure to be here. You know, it's been a torrid, shall I say, 3-4 days. I don't think I've had a good sleep. We need to see the city of Kaduna was ice cold after that loss. You know, nobody saw it happening. Nobody saw it coming.
But I saw it coming.
After the 5-4 victory in Nouakchott, Mauritania, coming to the Motara Square here in Kaduna, we expected them to blow them away. And to be fair to the boys and the lads and the manager, Konat Abdullahi, those interviews were conducted by me anyway. I remember the man was so happy. He kept on repeating 2 things. He said the Nigerian teams are a big team when it comes to beach soccer and even the main soccer. So for them, a team who has only been playing in beach soccer for a year, you get it? For him, it's just a win for him. They just practice for. But you know one thing, like a fan would say, they've been preparing. They had friendly against the best team in Africa, Senegal. They beat them. They played against some other teams and beat them. These are teams who are playing international teams and friendly games ahead of Nigeria. But what did Nigeria get? You know, they make the quick fix approach, get players from the Nigerian Beach Soccer League, put them together for over 2 weeks. But sincerely, I give kudos to the players, from Emmanuel Obona down to the captain Victor Tale, Godwin Tale, to Ego Egusomi, Taiwo Adams. They left it all on the pitch. They fought shot. They gave 120%. And I'm back to the officiating. I was live on that stadium. I was on commentary duties. It was sickening. Now, let me play what. Let me now. I'm not trying to shift the ball to the referee, but the team scored 6 goals, 5 were set pieces, 3 penalties, 2 free kicks. A penalty was awarded 40 seconds to the end of the game. I repeat, and maybe after something of our show, we'll get to the visual of the penalty that was awarded.
Okay.
Watching it over and over again, I'm trying to wrap my head around how the referee gave that a penalty. He apologized. Talking about Dominic Monsango, the referee from Mozambique. He did apologize to us after the game, but come on. Hula Balu. The truth is that Nigeria would have played at the AFCON in Egypt, and that's the whole tale. But kudos have to go to the committee of beach soccer and futsal in Nigeria, subcommittee led by Honorable Essien. Kudos to go Abakabari, the secretary, so fresh as well. They gave it all. They gave it all. The treatment they gave these guys was second to none. They fought hard. The players fought hard. But like you said, it wasn't to be. It wasn't the day for the San Diegos, and they couldn't soar high.
My biggest question is, even if the beach soccer team eventually qualified, that is, if they did qualify, what are the chances? What are the chances of the team doing well in December in the competition proper? One thing for me is, aside our teams qualifying for major tournaments, either for the AFCON, the World Cup, the Olympics, and what have you, the WAFU competition, the chant competition, and what have you, what is the quality of play we will see from the team, especially when this team have not had quality preparations, when these teams we are hurriedly put together. Now we are talking about the Super Eagles. It is 5 months now, and they do not have a coach. We are still talking about the Flying Eagles, to which we will come to that story shortly, that they have now put up a vacancy. Please come and submit your CV. We are looking for coach for recruitment. This is what we are talking about. And the team are not getting quality preparations, and few days, a few weeks to major competition, we are getting a coach, and this coach will not saddle them with the tax to qualify or to bring a win trophy and all that. These are the kind of performance we will get. As for me, the players, courtesy of their intelligence, courtesy of their passion, just like you did say, they had to pour all of that on the sand. But my big question is, if this team would have qualified, what is the guarantee that we will do well?
Come on, we had, like you said, it's from now to December. This is when? July. It's barely 4 or 5 months. They've got time to play friendly games. They've got time to
and who will organize those friendly games? Is it this same NFF that would drag their feet each time we are heading to a major tournament?
There was one thing I just could agree with me, because they watched the game live and they were commenting on the game, and all they said was that the boys played very well.
Okay.
See, like I said, I followed Bitsura for like 4 or 5 years now. I followed the players and they tried. Sincerely, these guys would have done. I tip Mauritania to go far, because I didn't expect them to come to Kaduna with the crowd, you know, and give it. Even if we could say they were aided by the referee, come on, you need to play football. See, if you don't buy a ticket, you won't fly.
True.
It's as simple as that. To have a go at the San Diegos, despite all the pressure from the San Diegos played better, created a lot of chances. But again, like I said, we all plan, but these things happen again. Dominic Mosango, I think CAF should have a look into that footage again. Maybe a suspension, a fine, something. But the whole story is this: Nigeria will not be at the AFCON in Egypt. Sad again, really sad for a sport where we're trying to revive and bring back that joy and that feeling of superiority back in Africa.
And that is what the NFF is trying to do, bring back the joy and the superiority to underage footballer. As we hear that the NFF have now request for applicants from sub-2 qualified candidate for the vacant position of the coach of the under-20 men's national team, otherwise known as the Flying Eagles. The public notice, which is on their official website has specified for candidates to possess at least a CAF B license. I must have been in football coaching for at least 5 years. Be conversant with Nigerians at domestic games, possess strong leadership qualities, and be able to communicate effectively in English language, and not Hausa, Yoruba, or Igbo only, but English language. The candidate also must be upright and transparent in the discharge of their duties. I'll be ready and willing to work with the NFF technical department and the NFF technical subcommittee, and they also must have attained some level of success in coaching in the past 3 years and be ready to work cordially with the Nigerian NFF leadership. And Sport Bishop, in addition to that, we also hear that it has been 5 months now that the Super Eagles, Mr. Paula, we do not have a coach. And this is really affecting our team. Yet, no one has confronted the NFF President Ibrahim Musa Gusau for the delay of the Nigerian football, a crucial element that unites over 180 million citizens. People are really asking questions. Are we going to wait until when we want to play Rwanda in March before we will appoint a coach? Mr. Paul, let me hear from you.
Actually,
let's look at it. Just before you continue, let's look at the Super Eagles without a coach and the Flying Eagles advertising. I could recall what we were discussing before we came on air.
Actually, this is like just to fulfill all righteousness to me, like the post being the advertisement for the post is just to fulfill all righteousness. At the end of the day, they'll pick who they want to pick. That's just it. So, but what we to be honest, this is not good. It's not good.
You are lost for words. I can tell you are lost for words.
But we should try and get things right. That's the angle I'm going to. Like, we should always get things right, do things the right way. That's just it. Okay,
let's go from this point of view. A certain from Ladamboso was here. He was practically furniture on the 20 national team.
Oh, you think so?
It was come on. It was almost over 8 years, man.
And so?
And then after he had left to greener pastures to Bayelsa United, and then the under 17 MPFL team, who he will be leading to the European tour that will take place in Spain. We now need a new coach. And to be sincere with you, I don't think Nigeria is lacking coaches. But the problem is, how many of them want to come out and see? I may not want to toe the line of Mr. Paul, who says that the NFF have decided who the coach. If they have decided, why would they come out and say, please apply?
Oh, we saw that with the Super Eagles. We saw that with the under 17. Come on, this is something that happened recently. They did what? It did what? Was that made open? Come on, Sport Bishop. Come on.
The NFF do not have to let you know these are who applied. All they need to do is, please, if you want the job, frankly, for the 20 job, do you have the CAF B license? And you do have the leadership skills? Have you been coaching for the past 5 years? Have you won anything in the past 3 years?
Are you asking or you are attacking me?
In case you have these qualities, you can apply for the job. Because I want to hold. See, I'm a person who believes in body language. This is the first time in a very long time we see the NFF advertise. Although I don't want to go back. But under Ibrahim Gusau, at least he released a communique telling the whole world to apply for a job.
Okay.
He for the Super Eagles.
Okay.
He for the 17. And then he for the 20. And that's a good omen. For me, it's a good start. Maybe he may have a name in his head. He feels like he'll be the right guy for the job. But the fact that he's thrown it open gives him a chance to see other new people who would want to vie for the job.
Sport Bishop, can you hold on your thought for 1 minute? Now, let's look at the Super Eagles this way. Recall that the under-23 men's team, they have failed to qualify for the Olympics.
Yeah.
And just recently, the Super Saiyan Eagles did not qualify for the AFCON. And for the Super Falcons, we know that the future of Coach Randy Waldron is uncertain. And now, of course, it is uncertain because he has the contract after the Olympics again. He's going to sit down again. Is that what you think? And this man's body language is looking like a man that, if you definitely, it's looking like he may not continue. Now, this is me now just speaking.
Yeah.
He may not continue with the Super Falcons, and now the Super Eagles. 5 months without a coach. Shouldn't we be worried as Nigerians? Shouldn't we be worried as sport journalists? Because every time I've been to the glass house trying to get some, I try to get access. not release the snippets, access to the men at the glass house. But they keep telling us, oh, I will talk to you later. This is not a good time. We'll talk to you later. And it is 5 months now. Shouldn't we be worried that the creme de la creme, the most expensive team in Africa, does not have a coach?
It was a worry. You know my take. It's a worry. Don't be surprised 2 weeks to a game, you then see NFF running around tell you they have just signed the Pep Guardiola of Africa. It could happen. And then you give the man a massive
ultimatum. You must do this.
Us like they do for the George. I was thinking, how? This man is just entering into the first game is a World Cup, but I tell him qualify us for the World Cup. In my head was how? Even Senegal did not get that to Aliou Cisse when he got the job newly. They had to give him time to build a team that conquered Africa and got to the quarterfinals of the World Cup. It takes time to build a team. So for me, I think, come on, by now we should have got a coach. And the coach should have given everybody a plan. And let him know the kind of players he wants, and the kind of campaign he wants, and where he wants to camp, and the stadiums he wants to play, and the teams he wants to test his strength against before the game. So we need to have a plan. This is why the best teams in Africa, like South Africa, they are far ahead of us. Mauritania, they were going to play Nigeria, the Super Eagles, and they play friendly games. Teams that play similar football like Nigeria, they played Senegal.
From the west side of Africa.
They tested their strength. And look at what they did. Oh, they could say they maneuvered their way, could say the referee aided them. Voila, Mauritania and the AFCON. It takes planning to get to what you want. We need to start crossing the I's and dotting the T's.
And putting round pegs in.
Did I say crossing the I's?
You dot the I's and you cross the T's. At the second half of the show, Sport Bishop, we will be looking extensively into the Olympics. We will be looking at Nigeria in boxing because from what we are hearing is the doping, and it has affected our boxers that we will not get any medals in boxing.
One has been dumped out. One is under suspension.
Since you're under suspension, you will not compete.
You can't box.
So as for boxing, we are done and dusted. And we'll be giving you updates from tennis. We'll be giving you updates from boxing, from football as well, and we'll also be giving you the good news from basketball. That's at the second half of the show where we delve into the Olympics segment. But before we wind down from the local Sport Bishop, good news from the Nigerian Premier Football League as we hear that they have now sealed a partnership with the Spanish La Liga side, Sevilla. The head leg player was in Spain over the weekend, and the partnership was signed and unveiled on Monday afternoon. That's a few hours ago, and he said that we are happy to be able to work with the Nigerian Professional Football League. Sevilla Football Club is convinced that the alliance can help the Nigerian Premier Football League club to continue improving and encourage the development of young players. Why was the deal not signed yet? Why must we go to Spain to sign this deal?
It's a partnership, a bromance. You get expatriates.
Must we go there?
Expatriates. You get expatriates, and you get people who wants to learn from the expatriates. And there is a parasitic relationship. Because see, to me it's a good deal. Don't forget the under 17 guys, the under 17 boys, we tour in Spain to play teams from La Liga under 17 as well. So there seems to be a bromance between us and Spain, under 17 MPFL and the La Liga, and now we're seeing Sevilla. Don't forget, a few weeks back we saw that they signed a mega deal. Remember we talked about that? They have a huge deal with IMG that would ensure that our league will be shown on TV for the next 3 to 5 years with the production top class quality.
It was verbally agreed but not signed yet.
They're coming in. When they come in, they put pen to paper, and the rest is history. So, good news, guys. MPFL is getting better. Kudos to Benga Lebele, Honorable Benga Lebele, the chairman of the Nigerian Premier Football League. Kudos to all of them, including the COO, David Sinowumi. They have done excellently well. The aim is to push Nigerian football to the echelon of African football.
Absolutely. And we must also give kudos to our own clubs, as some of them have been partnering with foreign clubs, and not forgetting the likes of Aimba International. Absolutely.
And those have to go to Mr. Paul as well. Paul and us, because Paul, we talk about Nigerian sports, we give them the voice as well.
And NFF listens to us.
Exactly, and to get them where they want to be. So we give them update on what's happening now in our football. So kudos to us as well, and other journalists around the world, around the world. Yes, around the world. we have
Of
journalists
course.
in diaspora
Of
who
course.
support the Nigerian Premier Football.
And finally, before we jet out of the local scene, Sport Bishop, and touch down one or two commercials, Mr. Paul, this is sad indeed.
It's sad.
Over the weekend, we at the Nigerian Football Federation has paid a glowing tribute to former football club owners, Chief Emmanuel Iwanyawu and Senator Dr. Patrick Ifeanyi Uba, who passed away within 2 days of each other during the week. Chief Iwanyawu, who took over the former Spartan Football Club of Owerri in 1981, Awafu Copper losing finalists and renamed it Iwanyawu National, died at the age of 82 on Thursday, the 25th of July 2024, while Senator Ifeanyi Uba, who took over the slot at Gabros International of Nnewi in the Nigerian top division with the club renamed FC Ifeanyi Uba, died in a London hospital in the morning of Saturday, the 27th of July. He was aged 52, 82, 52, not looking good at all, Mr. Paul. But come on, death is one thing that we cannot evade.
Absolutely. Sad one for Nigerian football. May their soul rest in peace.
Yeah, come on. You can't talk about football in the East without talking about Iwanyo.
Absolutely.
When the la creme when the league was on top here. You know, and not forgetting Ifeanyi when he took this team to the CAF Confederations Cup, I beg your pardon, you know, when they were the team to beat in the East. Anyway, it's a big blow for me because I'm a typical Nnewi boy, you know, now, and he's one of us. So, a really sad one for the fans of Ifeanyi Uba, the fans of Nnewi, you know, Nnewi brought up, but come on. Like I said, it started like a sad Saturday for me and ended badly with the British soccer losing that game. But this is what it is. But come on, two icons, two real red gems, two names that have begun the transformation of Nigerian football. Just hit the dog. We wish them all the best of luck and condolences to the families of the bereaved.
And knowing that the team we are privately owned club and they are
And they
no
tried.
longer heard in the Nigerian. Come on, when we are talking about no longer, I'm talking about Heartland is not a government home.
He sold it to the government.
But then you look at the likes of Ifeanyi Uba, we all know how it's played in the last leadership of the Nigerian Premier Football League. But that is not just what we are talking about now. They have laid the ground laid the foundation rather for privately owned owners to take up clubs and take them.
They began the revolution.
Absolutely, and take them to the apex.
Sporting Lagos, we see beyond limits. We see they all started from somewhere, and kudos has to go to these two aircon. Absolutely, a big miss to the sporty family.
All right, with that, we move over now to the foreign scene. When we return from this official commercial break, and we will let you know the latest in the world of transfer. Not good news for Manchester United, as we hear that Yeni Euro and of course Rasmus Højlund might be sidelined for a lengthy period of time. Don't touch the dial. Good to know that you are still there with us, waiting patiently for the second half of your amazing radio show, Spot Lounge. It only comes your ways on a Voice of the People, 96.1 FM, Abuja, from Mondays to Fridays at 5 p.m. We make sure that you get connected with all the trending stories making round in your ever exciting world of sport. Franklin Emona, the one you love to call Uncle Fine Boy, is here reporting live on duty, and I've got my partner Chukunonso Arinze, the one you love to call the Spot Bishop, is also here.
Okay, guys, don't forget you can. Come on, guys, come on! Don't forget you can be part of the show. It's very simple, guys. Come on, you can watch us live on our YouTube channel. It's Voice of the People, now the 6.1 from Abuja, and Voila will be in your faces. And if you love to listen, you love radio, and you're not close to your radio here, you can simply go to your Radio Guardian app. Download it through your Apple iOS store. Look for Voice of the People. Now the 6.1 from Abuja, and voila, will be live in your speaker. So come on, I'll be part of the show, guys. Come on. Officially, the phone lines are up and running. Talk to us about everything we discussed so far. I want to talk about the Superstar Eagles. I want to talk about every other thing, including the Olympics we'll be heading into. Simple. Feel free to interrupt the show. It's 0808 312 8618. I'll say that again. 0808 312 8618 on WhatsApp voice note, WhatsApp call, WhatsApp message. Put us to us a normal call or an SMS. Either way, voila, you'll be live on the show. It is the Voice of the People, and our job is to give you a voice.
Absolutely, and we are set to make sure that you get the very best when it comes to sport and its entirety. And now, just like we did announce to you, when we return, we will be moving straight to the foreign scene. And where else are we going if not to Paris, where the best of sport, everything sport is going down. We might not be in Paris, France, in person, but come on, we know how to do it when we get there. Spot Bishop, shall we fly?
Let's head to Paris.
Alright, you can keep those calls coming on 0808 312 8618 0808 312 8618, and with that you will be connected to the show and let us know exactly what you feel, Spot Bishop. Come on, let's touch down Paris, to which we are. Now, this is where it all started from. I knew that when we talk about the Olympics, the Nigerian NOC, talking about the Nigerian Olympic Committee, there's always something fishy with them. And ever since this news broke out, I know that we are in for a long thing. What's that? I will let you know. The disparity in the outfit of Team Nigeria was as a result of a shady deal the Nigerian Olympic Committee had with Active Black without the consent of the ministry. The Federal Ministry of Sport Development have said. Now, before the opening ceremony, there was disparity in our team's kit, especially the green and white. What we saw was faded green. Other part, we saw the light green. I do not want to mention that telecommunication kind of green that was paraded at the opening ceremony. And it caused a lot of rancor.
Opening ceremony, the unveiling.
The opening ceremony, where all the nations will move with their flag bearers and all that. And what we saw was something totally different, Spot Bishop. A top official of the ministry who spoke with a correspondent right there in Paris on the condition of anonymity on Monday says that the ministry had no deal with Active Black. The NOC is trying to ambush the ministry with a questionable kit deal. Now, what actually struck me was that according to the news, we hear that they said that this kit was produced in the US. But further investigation told us that kit was produced in Lagos. Money were released. The different kind of kits we saw where the male had different version and the women had different version, it became something worrisome. That we started asking ourselves what's going on, because hundreds, hundreds of thousands of spectators had to line up for their different nations in order to celebrate their rich culture. But that of Nigeria, it was something left to be mourned. Sport Bishop.
Let's go back to the beginning. I remember so a few weeks ago we did have a panel with the Minister of Sport Development, remember? Senator John Owen Eno. And we asked her, what is the original kit? Was it the one we are seeing online that we love? Or is it the one that we saw the athletes wear during the unveiling? I remember the minister tried to, to shift away from that question so badly. And now the truth is coming out, NOC versus ministry, these things will go, they will keep going back and forth. Who has the final say? It has to be the NOC, because don't forget, the IOC do not interact with the ministry. They interact to Nigeria through the NOC. The NOC have told you that it was done in USA. You say you investigate and it's in Nigeria. They'll tell you to bring evidence. You see? And don't forget, no money can come in to the sport ministry without coming through the NOC.
The NOC, of course.
No money can be paid by Nigeria for
without the NOC.
They are like the transportation tool of Nigeria to the Olympics.
Absolutely.
So it tells you a lot of things. At the end of the day, the ministry says it's an ambush, but they should have studied the house long before the Olympics. It's embarrassing to see our athletes wear different colors of outfits. Really embarrassing. I don't want to let the cans out of the.
And then the sport.
How far we've gone.
Sport Bishop is so alarming that the sport bishop had the sport minister had to come out and say that the NOC is trying to sabotage the effort of the sport ministry and the Federation of Sport, looking at how the whole thing passed in terms of communication, in terms of the kit, in terms of monies are being paid and monies are being let out of the ministry. There are a lot of shady deals.
But the good thing is that the money can be paid to the players directly from the ministry. They don't need the NFC to do that part, but they need for their welfare, the Olympics, their weight. All those things has to be done through the NOC. So. It's a promise that must work. I don't know how it's going to happen, but it must work. And if they are found guilty, I think they should be prosecuted. But like you said, it's too the back and forth. The minister don't get the money. It's still coming and say anonymity. So it is what it is for me.
All right,
it is what it is. But like I said, these issues will go back and forth. But I want to leave everything that is happening off the sport and focus on the sport, because even the sport is not even giving us joy.
And talking about focusing on the sport, I will talk to you, Mr. Paula. I will also talk to you, Sport Bishop. Focusing on the sport, looking at boxing. Information we are getting is that as for boxing concerning the Olympics 2024, Nigeria showcase winning trophies, winning medals. Goodbye. Same as tennis. Sport Bishop, before I talk to you, let's talk with one of our correspondents live in Paris, France, Mr. Samuel Akpan. We know him as the coolest guy talking sport. He joins us live on the show.
Hello.
A fantastic evening to you, Samuel Akpan. Good to have you on the show.
Nice to be here. Nice to be here. Nice to be here. What's happening in Nigeria? What's happening in Abuja? Is it wet? Is it sunny?
Mr. Samuel, can you just calm down a bit? You're barely 3 days old.
I'm telling you, you're not far away. Just 3 days and you're already changing. You're already
I'm far away from you.
And you're having accents. You're already having accents. Sammy.
All right, Sammy. Quickly, give us a rundown on the disparity concerning the team's jersey. Tell us that the kit,
tracksuit, everything.
All right. Also, give us updates on Team Nigeria, the Super Falcons, as well as tennis. Not forgetting boxing. Give us updates. We can do this in 1-2 minutes.
Yes. Quickly. Okay. The disparity in the Team Nigeria outfit was an ambush from the NOC. The Ministry of Sport already has the arrangement on ground for the opening ceremony to make sure that the attire of Team Nigeria represents the 6 geopolitical zone. But at the end of the day, NOC tried to ambush the Ministry of Sport with a deal that does not have the consent of the Ministry of Sport. So that was what happened. And once you are trying to be dubious and be shady, at the end of the day, you get embarrassed, and that's what happened to the NOC and not Team Nigeria. And I can confidently tell you that There is no rancor in the camp of Team Nigeria. Everything has been sorted out, and everybody knows their place as we speak. Because the Minister of Sports was in the Games Village today to spur Team Nigeria, to motivate them and make sure that all the setbacks we have had in day 1 and day 2 does not deter them from podium finish at the Olympics. And as you are well aware, the Tigers were fantastic earlier today, and it was amazing. And that victory was not a victory for the Tigers alone. Like, you know that this is the first victory for the Tigers since Athens 2004. After 20 years, we have a victory in basketball. And it's just, they did not just beat any other team. It is Australia, 4 times Olympic champions. It is a major upset that is being spoken about in the city of Paris right now, and also in the Games Village as we speak right now. And that victory has given revigoration to Team Nigeria, that if the Tigers can do it, any of us can do it. You know, day 1, day 2, we lost back to back, and right now we are on a winning track. And every other athlete is tapping from the strength of the Tigers, and that is what is happening right now. I can tell you for free. But for the Super Falcons, like I said earlier, if you know good, Baba, you know good. Now, what's just be the truth and the with that.
All right, let's talk about our boxing team. Officially, we will not be winning any medals in the game of boxing, courtesy of one of our boxers that was kicked out of the competition because he failed a doping. She failed a doping test, and the other one I'm talking about Adam Olaori. We hear that he was thoroughly beaten.
Well beaten.
Yeah. A press release that is going right now, which doesn't represent what the ministry is saying, because what I have to say is that every test was done. Every test was done. Every test was done. And you cannot be with the athlete 24 hours. Nobody knows that time that you leave them, what they have done, what drugs they have taken. And it is down to the athletes themselves. Aside the orientation that was done by the ministry concerning doping, the athletes also went to do theirs, and that is what is costing us a setback when it comes to boxing right now. But come on. As I speak to you right now, Team Nigeria is in high spirits. We hope that going forward, we can get the podium finish, probably in boxing and powerlifting. That's what we hope for.
Okay, and this one, do it in 30 seconds. Sammy, I want to talk about our chances in the subsequent games. You talked about Nigeria dumped out of tennis. Haruna Quadri surprisingly dumped out by the Romanian, dumped out from boxing. Falcons are on a team thread. The Tigers started on a good note. You hear the wrestlers have hit Paris, France. What's the update from the wrestling wrestlers? And of course, you know that's where our in the word of former minister, our competitive advantage. How well are they preparing for their own encounters?
They are in top spirits. They are in top. I was in the Games Village a couple of minutes ago. We just got back to our base where we are staying. They are in high spirits. The minister spoke to them personally, went one-on-one to meet them and charged them, and said aside the largest you get to win, quite simple. And the team right now is in high spirits. The minister said, we have done everything for you. It is time for you to do everything for Nigeria. But come on, the truth is, when it comes to table tennis, if you're not in the top 10, you cannot do anything now. It is quite simple. You know the top 10, you know the top 10. If you didn't do it, it's simple like that.
All right, Mr. Samuel Akbana, it was a pleasure talking to you all the way from Paris, France. Hopefully, we do this more often on the show as the days gets by.
Thank you very much. Nice to be on your show. I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
All right, that was Samuel Akban all the way from Paris, France, giving us in-swing concerning the Olympics. Spot Bishop, indeed, you have said it all.
See, better days are ahead, you know. There's plenty things happening. Let's hope that by the time athletics begin, the likes of Dobloba Mosu, Favor or Philly, not forgetting the other girl, Ese Brume, and of course in wrestling, Adekore Oboro Dudu, then hopefully we can smile 1 or 2 medals. But we're gradually getting to our competitive advantage, our forte. So these are sports we didn't expect to do much, and they've shown. But I'm quite surprised that Ronald Kwame was dumped out as early as the round of 62 to a Romanian who is far, far below him in the ranking. Really, I won't tell you, I saw it coming. FM, I saw it coming, but Haruna Quadri absolutely got
that is what the Olympic gives you, Mr. Paula. If you are not prepared, you get dumped out even by the youngest of players. You always must bring your A game each time you play in the Olympics, don't you think so?
Absolutely, that's it. Yeah, competitions like this is all about the preparation. So the most prepared
team
absolutely takes the day most times. So
I love that.
for me, just like I'll just from all the sadness from the weekend, I have to like take joy from the D Tigers. They did us proud. They won the
75 to 63, 62.
The third best team
in the world.
That's amazing.
That's huge.
All right,
won 3 quarters out of 4.
Absolutely.
That's amazing.
Good things are happening.
Before we move over to football, as we get the show up to an end, where we drop anchor on the show, you can keep those calls coming on 0808-312-8618. 0808-312-8618. You can also drop a WhatsApp message. Do also WhatsApp voice note, as well as a WhatsApp call if you cannot get us live on the show, because we hear that MTN, they are not doing us well, barring people. But come on, you can also do a WhatsApp, but they have not stopped you from WhatsApping. As Sport Bishop before, crazy things indeed.
Crazy things are happening, man. I think the biggest win for me in the weekend was the Celtic humiliation of Chelsea. 4-1.
At one point, it was 4-0.
Okunko had just had to score. He's done that twice.
From the penalty.
He scored. And
I mean, a penalty.
But it tells you how come on, what to expect when the season begins. So Arsenal beat Manchester United. We hear Man United will suffer some injury worries to players. I'm loving the fact that even Liverpool had to struggle to beat Preston by go to the cutting the goal by Dominic Soboslai. So it is what it is, guys. But come on, let's go and pray that as the preseason continues, other teams like Man United will come into shape.
Absolutely. Ooh, look at the time. The time is really, really far gone. We wish we can go on and on, but unfortunately we can't. But come on, let's see if we can take this call and wrap it in 30 seconds. Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Welcome to the show. Your name and your location. And that call drop. All right.
I can't take much call, but I'll end on this flip side. The Tigers were not allowed to get into the ship for the opening ceremony. Ironically, get us the first win for Nigeria in the Olympics.
Okay, let's just be benevolent enough and let this caller speak in 30 seconds. Hello, good evening.
Good evening, Uncle Fine.
30 seconds, you have evidence.
Spanish of greetings to all in the city.
Greetings to you too, my brother. Greetings.
Uncle Fine, you see, anything will not be possible for this world. It is possible in Nigeria. So, nothing where anybody could tell me where I go please again. Anyway, I will all our team Nigeria in Paris all the best. The one that we can win. Because I know say after the last match against Japan, the Super Falcons are coming on. So, for the athletes and the wrestlers, I wish them all the best. I'm going to Europe, talking about this club friendly. Some people might not take it like you. They will just friendly, precision game, but it matters to some extent. It's a club like Chelsea will be losing all those to 1 to 30, and all their players, almost all their sport play that match.
All right, evidence we wish we can take your call, but unfortunately our time is far gone. Come on, let's do this again same time tomorrow. Keep those calls coming early. Sport Bishop, always a pleasure.
Always a pleasure to be part of the show, guys. Come on, next time keep the calls coming quickly.
Mr. Paul, hope we can do this again early next time.
Surely.
All right, so join us at same time tomorrow 5 p.m. Up next is the news around the world. Keep listening. From us to you, we are done and we are gone. God bless.